Hi, everybody. This is Dan Cerrucci. Here we are. It's Thursday night at 8 o'clock. I said I would be here. Oh, well, it's almost 8 o'clock, and here I am with my friend Ankush Bhandari. And Ankush, every time I have you on, it gets a lot of hits. You get a lot of people watch.
Thank
Um,
you.
they seem to enjoy our conversations,
Uh,
and
I appreciate your humbleness and your appreciation.
I couldn't be happier. Now, I just want to check and make sure that we are live on Facebook. And what I will do is I will mark it for public view, um, so that you can share it and other people can share it.
Okay.
Okay. And I see that we are live and edit post. Okay. La 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 la. Only me. Let me see. Keep editing. Unfortunately, I'm not able to save. Let's see. Something I want to edit the audience,
Okay.
and it doesn't. Oh, here it is. It's probably down here. Edit live video, edit post, save post, pin post, edit live video. No, I think that Facebook made some changes I've
Mm-hmm.
noticed in the last week that I think have made it more complicated, quite honestly. I think it's made it more complicated. They keep asking me these questions about things that I place up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on, I'm going to pin this so it's at the top of my, here you go, pin post.
Okay.
So it's right at the top. And then when I get a chance, I will put it for public view. I also want to check and make sure. And by the way, everybody, we're live on my YouTube channel as well. And after this program is over, it will be posted at dancerucci.com, where people will be able to watch it, and it'll be pinned to my Facebook page, so people will be able to watch it at any time. Okay, let me go to LinkedIn. I'm sure we're on LinkedIn, but I just want to double check. LinkedIn is usually very, very reliable about these things. Okay. And yes, we are there. So we're in business. So here we are, we're live with Ankush Bhandari. Ankush and I have had several chats over the years. And uh, as many people know, Ankush is of Indian descent. He's very knowledgeable, not just about India, but about pol- international politics. He's, I think it's safe to call you, Ankush, an ardent a Democrat, a good conservative, okay? But I wouldn't say that you're um, doctrinaire or rigid, okay?
Okay.
And I wanted tonight to start with a story, of course, that's very, very much in the news, and that is the nomination by the Democrats in New York of this guy Mamdani, uh, to be the candidate for mayor. I mean, here's a guy that seemingly within the last couple of weeks came out of nowhere. Cuomo was expected to win this race, the former governor. And this young New York State assemblyman Mamdani came out of nowhere and won the nomination. What was your reaction to it, Ankush?
See, Mamdani, everybody knows he is a socialist, jihadist mindset.
Okay.
I have no personal grudges against anybody in this world because
Mm-hmm.
that's what I am not. But I think it's the time New York should be set to right, and Eric Adams was doing a fabulous job in that. When anti-Semitism was in rise, Eric Adams raised, and he also passed what you call an order, just I think 2 weeks back, which is say anti-Semitism we will not going to anymore tolerate it. But on the other hand, this guy, 33-year-old man, uh, people say he's an Indian American, but I hate to say Kamala Harris was also has Indian descent. And what was her policies? The person doesn't matter whether you are, which race you belong to, or which nationality you belong to. What matters is what you will do for your community, for your town, for your city, for your state, for your country. The flag under which you survive, you should do better to that flag that people will be respected towards you. You should not bring that flag down to earth that people will question mark you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Again, you have described him as a jihadist, and he has said that he is for global intifada.
That's what he is for.
I mean, this is
He's very vocal in support of Palestine rights, and I'm not against the Palestine rights. Every person has his right, but he's very much vocal for anti-Semitism, which I don't support even 0.01%.
well. Then let me ask you this, because I'm rather bewildered that I read. I don't know how accurate there is. This is that there are Jewish people in New York, including Orthodox Jews, who voted for him. I mean, how,
I I can take that with a pinch of salt, Dan. I will be honest with you.
mm-hmm.
Because primaries are just a fraction of people who come and vote,
In the primary, yes.
right?
And by the way, they said a lot of traditional Democrat voters did not come out. Now I don't
Yes,
know what the percentage of Democrats was that came out, but I
yes,
don't think it was very large. But the angry people came out.
yeah. The people who know Eric Adam is going to take action, that's my understanding. I'm not speaking on behalf of any organization or on behalf of any community. My understanding is the New York primary election, the people, or let me rephrase, the illegal immigrants who are here and who have got their citizenship or who has got their voting rights. I think they were lured by this guy and they came in huge number to vote for him. That's my personal understanding, Dan. I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but
Right,
yeah, that's my personal understanding because uh, this he's very divisive person. You know, it's too much when you say the policies, because a person is known by the policies they bring in, right? Like for example, Trump has said big beautiful bill. People can disagree with it, people can agree with it. My understanding of that bill is that bill will be good not now, but it's just like a seed. President Trump is putting the seed in the soil, and in 10 years, 15 years, when the fruits will come, people will see the effect. Not
right.
now. Not now.
Right.
Everything, if you know, there is a saying in India, we used to say, the grandfather seeds, the grandson eats. You know?
That's a beautiful saying. The grandfather seeds, the grandsons eat.
Yeah. Because things take time, 20 years time, right? And in 20
Right.
years, you have a new generation coming up.
Yeah. Well, I think, Ankush, that's something that people in India better understand that in America, we're so accustomed to instant gratification.
Yeah.
Instant gratification. We want to be instantly gratified. A bill passes, we expect to see the results of it 10 seconds later. Okay?
Yeah. Even if you see, it's take 9 months for a baby to born.
There you are. There you are.
It takes almost a year to build a house,
Right.
right? It takes almost 4 years to earn a degree,
Okay.
right? And it takes couples of generations to make a change.
And look how long it takes to start a business and make it profitable. Okay.
Yeah, we can see Amazon, we can see Microsoft when they were started and when they came into full swing, or when people start recognizing it. It take couple of years, couple of decades, couple of centuries also to the
Right.
company to build
It,
up,
it
right?
takes a lot of capital investment too. A lot of
Lot
capital
of lot of
investment.
patience, which people don't have right now. And you are right. They want to see like this, like this.
Right.
It doesn't happen like this. You
Right.
have to have patience.
Now, having said that, we're getting a little uh, away from where we started, but this is fine. Having said that, in the roughly not even 5 years that he served, I think President Trump already is one of the most consequential presidents in my lifetime. And mind you, folks, oh, I almost hate to admit this, but I've been around since President Truman. Okay.
Oh, okay. So almost 50 years back.
Now, I was a tiny, tiny little person, but I have been around since President Truman. And I would say that President Trump is the most consequential, one of the most consequential presidents in my lifetime. You agree with that? That his presidency is very consequential, Ankush?
Yes, and to some extent, that's my personal opinion, because I have seen only three presidents in my lifetime.
Okay,
Obama, when I came here, he was the president. Then I see Biden.
right,
And then, yeah, before that, obviously, President Trump. And now Biden. And then now again, the 47th president of United States, President Trump. From if I compare these three, because I don't know about Bill
right.
Clinton, I saw his policies, which really make this country, the nation, in decline. Thus, it started at that time, and he forced the companies to go and serve in China and make the product over there, which is a story some other day to discuss. And my personal opinion is, at least I have seen President Trump policies pro-American.
Pro America, yes.
Yes, that full stop. Period. I don't see his policies anti-American, as I have seen in during Biden time and during Obama time too.
Hmm. Hmm. Now, let
Obama
me,
time, I still remember I was sitting and taking my lunch in my office when there was news all over that 286 billion was given to save the companies because it was recession in 2009-10, and they have no idea where 286 billion gone.
mhm.
After that, nobody speaks on that now.
Now,
Can't that 286 billion has become multiple of trillions, come like 2 3 trillions by now in 15 years? It should be. If it has gone in the right way, in the right direction. As you said, capital is required for the country to build, and country is built by how? People. People in denim jeans in America has built this country. And sorry to say, I hope your listeners will understand what I mean. The people in suits are destroying this country.
People who are destroying the country. Say that to me again.
in tie and suits.
Oh, people in suits. Okay, I thought that's what you said, but I wanted to clarify.
People in denim
The
make
so-called, you're saying the so-called professional class, then
so-called capital people who
so-called
sits in the
capitalists,
no,
are
who live in the Capitol Hill of any state or any country or the
people in
United States.
suits, are destroying the country.
They have passed the bills, right, which was against the common man of American, correct? Whether it's Obamacare, how many people have been benefited from Obamacare? Is there any data on that? Is the research has done? No, I haven't seen any. People like me and you who used to pay little amount for our healthcare are now paying almost 4 times, 5 times because of Obamacare. But is the main objective, what was the main objective of Obamacare has been met? No,
And
I
then
don't think
no,
so.
you're absolutely right because what they preached and what they said at the time was that
Yeah,
it was designed to address the high cost of medical care. Okay,
no,
that was the major complaint, and
yeah,
that was the promise of Obamacare that it
yeah,
would address the high cost of medical care.
yeah.
And I don't think now you could argue that it's made medical care available to more people. That
I
was a
don't know. That's what I'm saying. There's no data available. They said this is for the poor people who are on the hourly basis. But show me the data. If let's say 10 people are on daily basis, let's say in our New Jersey, I'm giving an example. Okay. 10 people are on hourly basis. Have they really got Obamacare? Okay. Yes, they have got. Is the Obamacare really helping them?
I personally I can't answer that question, but I can
That,
tell.
that's what I'm saying. The
Yeah,
people
I
in the suits in the Capitol Hill, they pass those bills without understanding what a common man faces.
I can tell you this as someone who is regularly uh, thank God I'm healthy. But I'm regularly in touch with my doctors. My
Mhm.
health is regularly monitored. And I can tell you that since Obamacare was enacted, healthcare has become a lot more complicated. A
Yes,
lot more complicated. There's a lot more paperwork. My doctor has to um, acquire a lot more documentation from me. I have to give him much more information before he's even able to do anything. And in fact, before he's even able to see me. Okay. Um, Referrals and things like that have become more complicated. The doctor has to document and verify much more than he ever had to. Okay, since the government became more, it's ridiculous to say the government was never involved in our healthcare because they were, but since the government became much more involved in our healthcare through Obamacare, okay, and I've seen all of that, all of that. Now I wanted to ask you this because Obamacare was a move in the direction of socialized medicine. That's what it was. It was a move in the direction of socialized medicine. Okay. One of the things, by the way, I notice now is that when I ask my doctor, let's say, I'm on an allergy medication like
oh,
Zyrtec,
yep,
and I ask my doctor, would you prescribe for me a generic form of Zyrtec? So instead of paying $20 or $30 for a 1 month dose of Zyrtec, I'm going to say $30. I wind up paying just a copay of $10. When my doctor tries to prescribe the generic form, my health insurance says no. You can't do that. You got to buy it over the counter. Okay. this is
here
just
you go,
this is
here
just one
you
of the
go.
things we run into. Okay, so Obamacare doesn't help me at all in that regard. Not at all. Of course, I'm not on Medicaid. I'm not on public assisted health care. But this is something in the. This was a move in the direction of socialized medicine, and I wanted to ask you: have they ever tried socialism in India?
Very good question. They try everywhere, Dad. These people will try everywhere. Now, when good sense prevails among the people like me and you, or the voters, I will say, they don't want to let these people come in power. Okay, because that's how the republic, because America is a republic like India is a republic, right? So the republics did it was never a democracy. I don't know where this word came from. We are never a democratic country. We are a republic country.
Okay,
We are of
this
the
is
people.
America. America is a democratic republic.
Yeah, we are of the people, for the people, and by the people, right?
Yes.
Of the people, people elect the government. For the people, government work for the people, right? And by the people, because people elect the government, the administration who will help them in good and bad times. So that's why I'm saying that these socialist policies, because it's not only socialism which is impacting our whole world as a whole, whether it's Europe, you can see what's happened in Germany or Spain or Sweden, and what's going on in Australia, what's going on in India, what's going on in some of the states in Africa, which are democratic, like whether Sudan or the list is endless.
Mhm.
Take example of Cuba. Cuba is a very good country, but what has happened over there is God can save them, right? So the countries people vote against them where they have the rights, because socialism, in addition with Marxism, people say it's a socialism. No, the main idea of these people is to impregnate Marxist values, Marxist ideologies, Marxist culture into the fabric of our nations.
Now
And
this is very important, folks. I mean, this is very important. The the direction of socialism is to Marxism, which is
yes,
communism, which is communism.
communism, exactly, 100%. So I always say to my friends like you, and even to some of the other people, don't say socialism, say communism or Marxism.
Okay.
Socialism is a very, fancy word from the Oxford Dictionary they have taken. They will say, oh, you are a social animal, a person is socialist, but that's not socialism, it's Marxism. The Karl Marx has given the policies which started right from the place he was born in the Soviet Union at that time, right? It was Soviet Union at that time, and it flooded all over, whether it's Cuba or even in Argentina, I can say to some extent, to China, to some parts of India like Kerala and state of West Bengal, and many other places. I,
Okay.
I have I have no problem with the communism practices, but my only problem starts when you start imposing those policies on me.
There you go. And that's really part of the nature of it. Now, you told me in India they have tried socialism in some towns and cities. It hasn't been tried in big cities, though.
Yeah, like they always stand up in Mumbai, Delhi, New Delhi, all the big metros and all the. There is always a party. What is the party's name? I think Communist Party of India. Yeah, Communist Party of India,
Oh, they
CPI.
actually call it the Communist Party of India.
Yeah, there's a party there.
So it's
CPI.
accurately named. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
CPI. The CPI has, they always try to put their people over there, and they were successful in the western state of West Bengal and the southern state of Kerala. But now people are seeing the problem they are creating because they have lived a very peaceful life, and now they're kicking their butts and they are going out. So because as I said, the constitution allow anybody to create any party in India. So they people of those ideology, because the problem with that is every university I know in India have a department of Marxist policies. I think we should get rid of those departments, those colleges. It should be not we should have a department, just a chapter, which will be enough to understand what it is.
Hmm.
Because it's only capitalism which can help the country to grow. It's not Marxism. It's not communism. If everything is controlled by government, then you are slave. It's not more a republic left. You are
Right.
not you're not for the government,
You're
for
not
the
really
people.
free.
Yeah, you're not free. That's why I said this Johran Mamdani, he's saying that we will have a government owned stores. What do you mean by that? That's the Marxist policy. Government
Exactly.
owns your stores. He said government will have the child care. What that means you are saying now our schools, the child care schools, I'm saying the crutch or the the play schools or something, they will be run by the government. So
In other words,
why?
we will capture your child from the earliest age and indoctrinate that child in government child care.
Hmm.
Isn't that what this is?
They
They're going
are-
to indoctrinate
I
these.
interpret like this. You are 100% right. My interpretation, Dan, is exactly
It's
the
an
same.
indoctrination.
Yeah, that's what I said. Impregnate the
And
policies.
this is what we're talking about in this country now when we talk about parental rights. We've had to talk about the rights of parents to control what their children are exposed to and what they're learning. Okay?
Exactly.
What they're quote unquote learning, when
Yeah.
it's really not so much learning and education as it is indoctrination and propagandizing.
Yes.
Propagandizing.
Yeah. And now he said he's going to build uh, uh, what is affordable housing, right? What do you? Okay, you said affordable houses. I agree with you. What do you mean by affordable house? Are you saying 500,000 houses affordable,
Well, in New York City,
or you are saying you are going to give a two-bedroom apartment worth just $50,000? That's the people have to ask these politicians.
and who's going to qualify for that?
No, qualifying, and where the money will come.
Well, where is the money going to come from? Of course.
Where is the land you are going to acquire? Are you going to build it on Empire State Building, affordable houses, or the World Trade Center? Where are you going to build? Where is the land? Where is the capital? See, anything depend on 3M: men, material, and money. So
Men,
where are
material,
the
money.
yeah, where is the material? Means where is the land? Number second, money. Where is the
Land,
capital?
land, material, money. Yes.
And man, who is going to build that? Are you going to invite some from outside, or our companies in America will get that? That's a big question, right? You can invite somebody from China, a cheap company, and they build the house, and in 5 years, like it happened in China, everything goes away, and you put the money, your share,
Very
billions of
frightening.
dollars in your pocket.
Yeah. And then we have a situation too, Ankush, where the Democrats, many Democrats, in fact, it seems to be most, refuse to condemn him or condemn this. Either they refuse to condemn him or they're silent. Not only refuse to condemn him, many of them are embracing it or tacitly embracing it, sort of saying, well, let's hear him out. He won. And they're not, they refuse to take issue with him. they will not take issue with him, which leads us to believe that they're going to be complicit in it, and either that or they're not saying anything at all, which is a few of them, but most of them are simply saying, well, he won the primary and maybe his heart's in the right place. Let's hear what he has to say. Let's hear him out. And so they're letting the string out. They're letting the string out. And I think it's dangerous.
Yeah. And the other thing is that I don't want to become New York another London. You know what's going on in London, right?
To be right. London, yes.
It's
It's,
gone. London is gone.
you say it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It's a gone case now. You people, you can see the what was the impact and the status of London couple of years back is no more because of his mayor. His policies has make London the worst, one of the worst cities in the world, not only in the West. Many of my friends who lives in London, because half of the London was is acquired by Indians over there who migrated there. They have big properties there. Half of the London properties are there. And when I speak with them, they said, "Oh my God, it's the city in already declined. It's not a city in decline. We don't want to become New
This
York
is
that."
from your friends in London. That do some of them have businesses there?
Yeah, they all have businessmen. They have their hotels, the motels, gas stations, and couple of those businesses. Some have doctors there. Like one of my friend, he's a doctor to whom I spoke couple of months back, maybe last year, and he said, means he ran his good practice over there. He said London is already declined. He came there a couple of years back, 25, 30 years back, and he said at that time London was good, but since this guy has come, the Pakistani mayor, London is really in a very bad shape. So that's the problem we have. I don't have the problem with the mayor. Sadiq Khan is the mayor of London. I don't have the problem with the person, ethnicity, or personal religion, or personal race. I have the problem with their policies.
Well, yes, with their policies, of course. And you say London is gone; it's finished.
Yeah, you can see London is not that London where you can just go to YouTube and just Google out the status of London, and you will see all those uh, homeless people, all those people doing all the shit on the road, and uh, it's really bad now.
And we, of course, I would say since Mayor Bloomberg, we've seen, and not that it was perfect under Bloomberg. I think that Giuliani, who was a very popular and well respected mayor, did a
Yeah,
wonderful job with New York City.
yeah,
Bloomberg did a good job, okay?
yeah,
But since the time of certainly the regime of de Blasio was a
yeah,
disaster, who was, by the way, really very socialistic, de Blasio, even though I don't think he called himself a socialist.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. Do you think Adams has any chance at all going into this general election?
Yeah, I think Adam is doing a good work, and I think people like his policies. Uh, he was very vocal against uh, all those jihadis mindset, and I think because I used to go to New York for work. He's still a mayor when he's a mayor, right? And I think New York is improving under his leadership. I
Okay.
think Eric is already in the 4 years, right? 3.5 years. He's mayor, I think, and I think he can make New York back what to its glory, what it was couple of years back.
Yeah,
My,
he's only in his first term, right?
yeah, So now people are, means, not people, the media, the corrupt media, are focusing that, oh, he's already a mayor. No, he just won a primary, and the governor name will still be there on the ballot. So, uh, and Eric Adam is now running as independent.
Right, right. And I
So
don't think Cuomo's going to run in the general election. I think
he's
he's
running. He's running.
no.
His
I don't
name
think
will be on
he
the
is
ballot.
running. No,
Yeah.
they no. They say Cuomo is probably not going to run in the general election.
No, but I think I read on the AP News or somewhere that Como is going to, his name will still be on the ballot paper.
Oh, I hope not, because that will split the anti-Mamdani vote. I hope that no, I think there's still time for Cuomo to get his name off of there. Okay, Cuomo had um, applied to have an independent party for November, but I don't think he finalized it. Okay, there's still time for him to drop out. And a lot of people are calling upon Cuomo and the Republican candidate, Curtis Sliwa. Of course, the Republican's not going to win in New York. They're calling upon Cuomo and the Republican to both endorse Adams, to get out of the race and endorse Adams, so that there is a united opposition to Mamdani. But I got to tell you, I think Mamdani is going to be hard to beat because, Ankush, when you promise people free stuff, a lot of people go for it. They want the free stuff. They think they're going to get free stuff.
But that's the question. People don't ask that where we are going to give us freebies. These are
Right.
freebies, right? Where we are going to get those freebies? Nobody give from his pocket. There are no free lunches in politics. Maybe he raised the state tax like 1% or 2%. Oh, earlier I am giving state tax of $10. Now I am giving $12. It doesn't make much sense. But you are giving with your you are taking the thing from the right hand and giving the thing from the left hand. That's what it's work.
Well, yes, you know what Margaret Thatcher said. She said, socialism is a wonderful idea, but eventually you run out of other people's money.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
because you're using other people's money, you're redistributing the wealth. What you are doing is you are redistributing the wealth. And what happens is that because they are able to, the wealthy people flee, they leave because they don't want their money moved from productive people to non productive people.
yeah,
And so they leave. There is an exodus. And that's what may happen in New York. And that's the beginning of the end when uh, well to do people leave and you have a larger and larger and larger underclass with fewer and fewer and fewer people to pay for it.
yeah,
That's the mathematics of it.
yeah.
A larger and larger underclass with fewer people pay for it. Now, I wanted to ask you about the bombing of the nuclear facilities in Iran and your reaction to that.
Oh, okay. So you're now moving to the left cheese. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, um, President Trump has ordered the nuclear facilities to be bombed in Iran, and I think there were three mainly. The one which they want to do was which is under the mountain, under the rocks. They have 300 feet down. The name of the city was Fordo, right? And the other two was Natan, and the one was Isfahan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the satellite picture shows Natan and Isfahan has been impacted, but Fordo, which is way down, is not much of impact to that. Even they have used the bunker buster bombs by which our B-52 has used, right? The planes, they fly from Missouri and after landed after 32 hours of work in the air, after 32 hours they came back. So when our boys came, they said yes, we the mission accomplished. But many reports, including I was reading the report from the intelligence of US, they said that uh, it is too early to say if we have reached our mission, if the mission is being accomplished, because we are not sure whether it has reached the target, which is almost, some people say 300 feet, some people say it's 500 feet down the
Right.
mountain. So nobody exactly know, Dan, how far it was there and how much impact it has done. You know.
So you
So
have some skepticism about it.
yes, because unless you don't have the, it's always better to hear from the horse's mouth than from any person who doesn't know uh, how this mission works and what impact it will have, because we have never used the bunker buster bombs except in Afghanistan. I think they used once for Osama bin Laden, and this is the second time we have used. But we are not sure because Iran is not going to tell that it's already gone, right? Why they should tell it? Either the International Atomic Energy Organization, which we have, they go over there and calculate honestly the impact these facilities has gone through. That is a valid report we can agree to, or any any media group which Iran allows, or any countries which they have good relation, which give the right impact, like Russia, China, India. They have, Iran has a good relation with a couple of the countries in the world. They let us know how much impact it has caused. Then I think, I believe as a technical person, I will believe on those reports. Then a military guy saying, "Oh, I have dropped the bomb." You drop the bomb, that's your job, but you don't know the impact, right?
But it's still good that we went ahead and did it.
Uh, uh, I say yes and no, because see, we are not getting anything by bombing each other, right? The best way is good and common sense prevails when President Trump is saying them, both Israel and Iran, sit on the table and talk. I
Okay.
am not understanding why both the countries are not doing it.
Well, because one of the countries is governed by it's a doctrinaire, dogmatic regime
The
that is
thing is that they have also suffered a lot of losses. Their their chief of staff is gone. Their what you call army chief is gone. The first attack which Israel does, Iran loses all its main top cadre of the official defense official. And Tehran, we have seen bombing, we have seen people standing in the queue for normal groceries. uh, there is light out in this hot weather. It's very hot in Iran these days. You don't have electricity. Just imagine how the surgeon are going to do the surgeries if there's no electricity, how the factories will work, how the kids and the elderly people will survive without electricity when the temperature is like in Iran. Temperature rises around 100 degree Fahrenheit, 110 degree Fahrenheit.
so
It's,
do you think that there's an opportunity for the people to rise up and for there to be regime change?
I will not say regime change, but I will say they should pressurize the regime that We want peace. We don't want war.
Okay.
Because people has a lot of power. I don't know whether the regime change is possible because it's like a dictator country, right? They have more or less like a dictator, whether you called it openly or not. But I think it's not a democracy, right? There is no democracy there. There's no voting system. There's only one person, and you have to vote for him, and he's elected. So that's a dictator in a way. So I think the people should ask their supreme leader and their president and their congress or parliament, whatever they have, that we don't want war. War is not going to win. Dead bodies are dead bodies. So the best way is if you can come and sit and talk with the, Israel. If they want to have, let's say, they want, in addition to President Trump, another president, let's say President Xi Jinping, or Prime Minister Modi, or President Putin, or President Macron. They said, okay,
Third party, a third party.
yeah, we can have five uh, uh, supreme leaders of each state, and we want to talk. That's okay. I will not say that Prime Minister Modi or President Macron or President Putin will say no. I don't think so.
Right.
So, or they will say, okay, we want to have UN to interfere, the Secretary General of UN. We want to talk to them. Means you should speak up first. It's on the both sides. It's for the Iran as well as for Israel. Because Israel also people are dying, you know?
Well, it is a good uh, turn of events that there
Yeah.
is a ceasefire that is holding, and the President Trump is pushing for talks between the two parties.
Yes.
So that is a good turn of events, and
Yeah.
that is a hopeful sign. Well,
Yeah.
Ankush, we are about, let's see, we're about 50 minutes, almost 50 minutes into this. I want to draw it to a close. It's been a very uh, productive conversation this evening. Like I say, it will remain on Facebook. I'm going to have to, Facebook has changed its policies, so I'm going to have to play around with that. There's a few little quirks. It'll be on my LinkedIn page. It's at my YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com, Dan Cerrucci, it's there on the YouTube channel. And right when it's over, it's going to be permanently on dancerrucci.com. And Ankush, it's been a pleasure chatting with you tonight.
Likewise, Dan. Thank you so much, sir, for inviting me again.
And have a good summer. And we will, I'm sure we'll be talking again if
Sure.
we don't see one another along the campaign trail
Right.
as New Jersey heads into a very important, Ankush, very important gubernatorial election, huh?
Yep. Yep. And the President Trump has already endorsed Jack Citrali, and I'm keeping my finger crossed for him, because last time he just lost for 75-80,000 votes, which is not a big number. And through your channel, I will ask every Republican, please come out on the election day and exercise your right to vote.
Absolutely. It's
Not
very,
all the people in this world have that right. You are privileged, you are honored to have that right given by the constitution of this country. So use that right in order to get further rights.
that's a
Yeah.
very good way to look at it. Use your right to vote in order to get further rights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I think that's a good Republican philosophy. Okay. It-
yeah.
yes. And if every Republican comes out to vote, if every Republican in New Jersey comes out to vote, if the
We are,
Republican
we will win
Party
by,
unites, if it unites,
yeah,
and every Republican comes out to vote, Jack Ciattarelli will win.
110%.
There you go,
Yeah.
110%.
Yeah.
According to
Like we came and all Americans came and Trump win all the salmon swing states. Now we have to come and we have to win all the swing towns in Jersey.
All the swing towns. Absolutely. And there are some critical swing towns and counties in
Counties,
New
yeah,
Jersey,
exactly. Exactly, yeah.
right?
Yep.
You are up there in Bergen County,
Yes.
Ankush, and Bergen County can tip in Jack's favor. It's
Yes.
possible.
It's possible. I always says the road to Trenton goes to Bergen County
There you go. The
because of the
road to
population.
Trenton
Yeah,
goes to Bergen County. So I hope those of you from Bergen
yeah.
County are watching
Because
this thing. Okay, thank you, Ankush. It's been great chatting with you. Good night.
good night. Bye bye.